What's going on, fellas? It's your main man. Back on the scene with another video. Let's check this article out. Where have all the DC fans gone? I don't think you had them in the first place. Let's see what they have to say. After a string of bombs and with a reboot on the horizon, Warner Brothers has to do more than make fans believe a man can fly. It has to make them believe that this time there is a willingness to see the fight to its destination. But that's the entire problem itself, is that they half-assed did it. If you're going to do it, do it. They're so busy penny pinching and bean counting and all that stuff that they put out crappy products. The Superman should have been Superman. That's where the problem began, is that people like the lighthearted Superman, but since Superman took a life, people didn't like that. See, that's not Superman. Now, I could see if he was under the control of Darkseid and he did that, then it would be okay. But you cannot have Superman, which to me wasn't a big deal, but to a lot of folks, Superman would never do that. And I see Zach's point that it's unrealistic. Someone of that immense power would surely take someone's life, even if it was by mistake. But let's get into this. It's been more than a decade since Man of Steel ushered in the DCU, and 10 years this very week since Ben Affleck was announced to play Batman in Zack Snyder's cinematic saga. We all know the turmoil that endeavor ultimately resulted in, and the seemingly ceaseless restructuring of DC that followed partially as a result. But for now, let's journey back to the summer of 2013, a simpler yet undeniably passionate age. The noise from the comic book movie fans circling the newly minted DC Extended Universe was clear, deafening that summer. Everyone had an opinion, both of the Man of Steel with its controversial third act in which Superman killed Zod, and the casting of Ben Affleck, who still hadn't quite come clean of the spandex stench of the 2003's Daredevil, yet was somehow supposed to measure up to Christian Bale's beloved Dark Knight. The DCU is shiny and new, and whether positive or negative, everyone had an opinion on its future. Fans' theories took hold quickly. Comic creators took sides. Bloggers discovered they could gain control of the narrative early, and DC fans fortified defenses and stockpiled ammunition. In just a few years, they would take what was theoretically supposed to be fun, comics, movies, superheroes, and turn it into pure misery, a war of personal attacks, vendettas, cult mentalities, antagonistic journalism, and career-altering decision. Well, a lot of that's on the studios, especially on the Marvel side, insulting the fans, the people who spend money. And whatever morons decided to separate the characters from the source material, yes, you're going to get a lot of pushback, because we have been waiting for years to see the books come alive, and we didn't get that. We got what they want to give us, and nobody wants to see that. I mean, most people don't expect a one-for-one, but it should be based on, at least, the universe should have been based on that. Now, if they want to do a one-for-one that was a little bit different, so what do they call it, elsewhere or whatever, that's okay. But the main core of movies should resemble the source material. Cut 10 years later, and Henry Cavill is no longer the Man of Steel. Ben Affleck is no longer Batman. Zack Snyder is building universes at Netflix with his Army of the Dead and Rebel Moon franchises. Joss Whedon is persona non grata in Hollywood, and the guy who showed everyone how successful the Guardians of the Galaxy could be, James Gunn, just wrapped up the Guardians trilogy on a successful note and is now the co-head of DC Studios along with Peter Safran. Together, they are relaunching the universe as the DCU. And for the DCEU, Blue Beetles is in theaters, though sadly it seems few know it. People know it's there. It is a dead universe, so nobody's interested in seeing the movie because it's not going anywhere, so it serves no purpose. Is it the penultimate installment of the DCU, paving the way for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom? Or is it the DCU's first entry? Few seem to know the answer to that one. Either, given Gunn's perplexing comments that Blue Beetle is the first DCU character, but not the first DCU film. Blue Beetle's opening weekend among the lowest in the franchise's history comes after a string of box office misses, including The Flash, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, Black Adam, and beer bug affected titles Wonder Woman 1984 and The Suicide Squad. As Gunn and Safran tee up to relaunch with a slate of film and television products, pundits are wondering, where have all the DC fans gone? You never had them. Nobody went to see The Flash. Nobody liked Ezra Miller in the role, but you kept pushing that. Fans be damned. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. What the hell was that? Black Adam. Another, what the hell was that? Shazam 2 should have been Black Adam. Like they had the cartoon, Superman, Shazam versus Black Adam. That should have been the damn movie. No, it's a movie about some girl and her son, and I don't know if he's a hero or anti-hero. And the giant CGI monstrosity at the end of the film, which that is so played out and corny. It was corny the first time you did it, and it's even worse now. But they keep doing it. You have to wonder, how do these people get their jobs, man? What is the buddy system? Hollywood's like the ultimate nepotism. Let's see, ultimate nepotism realm, for the lack of a better word. I mean, that's all they do. And that's why it sucks. Nobody wants to see movies for a dead universe. And nobody wants to see movies where the character is not based on the source material. I like the first Shazam. You know, he's a kid, so I expect it to be a little goofy because he is a teenage boy. But the second flick, if they would have had Henry Cavill and The Rock, all three of these guys in the same movie, they would have been printing money. See, they don't make decisions like that. They're so busy trying to push, let's say, legacy fans out of the way and bring in the new weirdo fans from like Twit-Twat. They don't exist. The fan base is the fan base. Either you want to give them what they want or you want to lose money. That is just the bottom line. So I'm not going to read all this article. Yeah, this is long, man. I'm not reading all this. How much more I got to go? Yeah, that's a long way. Yeah, I will link this in the description box. This is too damn long. We're going through all this. But the bottom line is, you have to give the customer what they want. If they wanted to build a DCU universe, it should be based on Crisis. That's what it should be based on. That would suck the customers in. But we got the corny, weirdo CW version, which just, I mean, it was trash. Complete waste of film. But they should do one. Bring the books to life, and you have fans. But somewhere in Hollywood, they think that the general population wouldn't be interested in the comic book story. They might not read comic books, but the stories would be appealing to the general population if you bring them to life. But anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm making a long stroke, and I'm most certainly am not going to read this entire article. Again, I will drop it in the description box below. So drop a comment, let me know what you think. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring that notification bell. And I'll see you fellas in the next video. Peace.